You're watching EVERNET Hands-On. Today, we're going to start looking at Practice Panther, a leader in legal practice management software. I'm excited to show you this today, so stay tuned. How's it going, everybody? Eric here, CEO and Senior Consultant of EVERNET Consulting. We are a IT services and consulting provider servicing law firms all over the country. If you have any questions, go to evernetco.com and schedule a discovery call with me right from the website. All right, let's get started. Okay, today we're going to look at Practice Panther, a leader in legal practice management software. There are many to choose from in the market, so I'm kind of excited to start this series with you. The series I'm going to call Hands-On, and what we're going to do is we're just going to look at every product top to bottom and show you the kind of real-world experience from reviewing the products and taking a look at them and seeing if they are a viable solution for you. Okay, let's get started. Okay, let's take a look here. I have Practice Panther up. And this is their website, practicepanther.com. So you can enter your email address right here on the homepage and click Get Free Access to get right into the product, which I have already done. Let's take a look at their website first. One thing that I like to see from a software provider is pricing right on the homepage. If a software company is not showing their pricing right on the homepage, that's a real big red flag for me. Masking pricing is a cagey sales tactic meant to get would-be customers engaged into a lengthy and usually expensive sales process. So Practice Panther doesn't do that. They have their pricing right on the homepage. Let's take a look. So it looks like they've got 3 plans and you can be billed monthly or annually, which is very common. I always like to look at the monthly billing because I find it to be the most easy and flexible. Annual billing, depending on the vendor, can be very cumbersome and confusing if you have to add or drop users throughout the year. And usually the annual plan doesn't support dropping users. They'll let you keep adding them, but they won't let you drop users. So that's why annual plans are not my favorite, despite the potential savings. If you have a staff that does not change very much, or you're at a certain size where paying for an extra license or two throughout the year is not a problem, and certainly that's fine. But you have 3 plans here to choose from: Solo, Essential, and Business, $59, $79, and $99 per month, respectively. I would say that this is pretty nominal. This is pretty much where the market is for a practice management software. $60 to $100 a month. 100 seems a little high, but depending on the feature set, you might be getting 2 products in one. I know that they do billing. So maybe you can avoid an accounting and billing software, so the value may be there. I'm going to reserve a comment on that for now. Just to review some of the features: internal chat, real-time notifications, e-payments, an agenda feature with your email, documents and templates, task and workflows. And then the Essentials is a superset of the Solo plan plus custom fields, custom security roles, invoice red alerts, multiple bank accounts. And then again, Business is a superset of the Essential. And then you have a 2-way texting feature, intake forms, native e-signature, flat fee reporting, and more. So is there a table? Let's see if this is a table. Look at that. That is a table. So here's a table matrix of the features. So right off the bat, just as a transparency goes, Practice Panther, I think, is doing it right here. So this makes me feel comfortable to potentially start a relationship with them. And if you haven't noticed, I'm going to speak in the most unbiased way possible. I have partnerships with a lot of these vendors, but as much as I enjoy those relationships, this series is really going to really just look at them kind of organically and holistically. I may say things that may bother my partnership relationship with some of these vendors, but hopefully they'll appreciate my integrity more than sugarcoating everything. So integrations are always important to see. It looks like they support Zapier and they have an API, which is really important if you're moving data in and out to third-party applications. So we like to see that. And of course, QuickBooks, being the de facto accounting software, is supported, and they have what looks like a Panther Payments proprietary software. So this is interesting. The Solo version does not support email and calendar sync. So that's a little surprising that they would value add that into the Essential plan. So the accounting features kind of ramp up into the Essential and Business plan. Automation, again, ramps up into the Essentials and Business plan. custom fields, starts at the essentials plan, there's some invoice and billing things, two-way text, business texting. That sounds interesting. And all things that are included in all plans, and the secure client portal. So that is your high view of Practice Panther. Certainly you could do this on your own, but that's your guided tour with me. So let's log into the product, and this is only going to be about a 10 or 20 minute video. It's only this is the first of many videos, or several videos we'll do with this product. Today's video is just an introduction to Practice Panther, kind of from the outside in, and we'll continue to break down the features in subsequent videos. So let's get started in the login. We'll click login. Here is the Practice Panther login. I've already clicked the free trial, so I've already have a username and password. I'm going to hit login. Hopefully we're prompted for multi-factor authentication, which we are not. So here is the main dashboard. Now, just out of habit, whenever I log into a new product or new application, before I even start enjoying the interface or the features that it has to offer, the very first thing that I do, and I encourage you to do every single time as a matter of muscle memory, if the platform or application does not prompt you at your first login to configure multi-factor authentication, or sometimes called 2FA or second factor authentication, do that first, just as a matter of muscle memory. So you almost universally do that in your profile. So here's the profile, and we're looking for security settings or settings. So I don't see security settings, I see settings. Let's take a look. So, as expected, I can, they have profile picture and avatar. You can upload your job title, some information about you. This is going to probably be for your peers and colleagues to see. But what I'm looking for is security and password. So let's click this and see what they have. Okay, great. So here's two-factor authentication. You'll hear me say this quite a bit if you follow me on social media. Every vendor implements multi-factor authentication uniquely. Unfortunately, there's not a really good standard for application developers on how they implement multi-factor authentication. Generally, though, it's as I described. Hopefully, the vendor would prompt you at first logon to configure your multi-factor authentication because it's that important. But that still is not a standard practice. The second universal practice is to find the security settings. Many applications put their security settings right in the main profile link here that I'm mousing over here. But again, Practice Panther doesn't. So kind of two strikes there. It's just kind of a poor implementation of security, if you ask me. So now that I found, they call it two-factor authentication. That's kind of an old school. That's kind of how they first called it. Now we really call it multi-factor authentication, because your multiple factors of authentication can be either a text message, an email code, or an authentication app, or hardware authentication key. We at EVERNET strongly recommend an authentication app, which is more secure than text or email. So let's turn this on. Oh, it looks like I already turned it on. Let me just give you the experience that I would expect. So when I click turn on, I would expect that when I click turn on, a pop-up is going to pop up with a QR code or an option to select either SMS, email, or authenticator app. Let's click on this and see what happens. Nothing happens. You got no education. We got no education. We got no pop-up. We've got nothing. It just says two-factor authentication turn off. So your guess is as good as mine as to what two-factor authentication they're doing or what technique. So this is really kind of a blemish, I think, on Practice Panther. And I think if anyone at Practice Panther is paying attention, they really should tighten up this experience. So let's learn about how their two-factor authentication is being implemented. So I'm going to go to their help file. I'm going to go to their facts and tutorials. And this is really kind of a side quest, but I'm sorry that this is how important your security is and how you should treat your security. So let's do factor authentication. Okay, two-factor authentication. So here's a help file. How to set up two-factor authentication. Please note that this security feature is available on all Practice Panther subscription plans. To find out more, simply click here. You'll notice this was updated over a week ago by Brian Gomez, one of their internal resources, it looks like. Two-factor authentication, also known as 2FA. Again, not really standard. It really should say two-factor authentication, also known as multi-factor authentication, or 2FA or MFA, is a method of confirming a user's claimed identity by utilizing a combination of two different factors. And that would be something they know, something they have, or something they are. The most common factors are 1 and 2, something they know and something they have. Essentially, 2FA is an added security measure to help ensure your login information on different sites are not compromised. To set up two-factor authentication, follow these steps. Go to your settings. We did. Go to security and password and turn on two-factor authentication. We did. Okay, so this is important. What happens now? And this is where they should have put a pop-up when you clicked to turn on. They should have given you a pop-up to explain exactly this piece. Now, every time we log into Practice Panther from a different browser or device, it will ask you for the code. Let's see an example. Log into Practice Panther on a new device or browser. Practice Panther will now prompt you to enter a security code. There's a security code. And this says right here, this code will be found in our email that we use to log into Practice Panther. It's kind of odd that they use the language our. So what they're saying here is with two-factor authentication turned on, if they detect you're logging on to an unknown browser, they will prompt you to authorize the device with a code, which means you'll have to look to your email for a 6-digit or what they call a timed one-time password code. So they're saying, go to your inbox. You'll find the email Practice Panther has sent with a new 2FA code. There's an example of what it looks like. You enter the code, and now you're in. Again, a poor implementation of multi-factor authentication, if you ask me. I think it's a real blemish on the brand. Okay, so we've got our account signed in. Hopefully, you're using a password manager to generate your password. Now we've got two-factor authentication turned on. As far as I'm concerned, we can sleep tonight, relatively secure. I'm satisfied. We can move on. Okay. Again, the focus of today's video is not to do a feature deep dive. As you can see, there's a lot of settings here that we're going to go through, but I'm just going to go back to the home page, and we're just going to give a summary view of the home page. So here we are at that home page. I'm just going to start from the top and work our way down. You've got a logo here. I bet you this is brandable. If you put your, I would bet, I don't know, but it's possible that you can put your company, your firm logo here. Here's a new menu. If I were to guess, there's going to be new matters, new contacts, new documents, new appointment, new task. Let's take a look. Okay. New contact, new matter, new task, new event, new workflows, communications, log a call, message, text message. I think the text message feature from Practice Panther is compelling. I think that's going to be a nice differentiator from the other products. Accounting, new time entry, expense, flat fee, invoice payment, payment plan, miscellaneous e-signature, intake form, notes, and document templates. So that's everything if you need to do new quickly. That's kind of nice. They have a bespoke start timer. So I'm guessing if we want to start a timer for billing, you just click that, and it looks like it starts it on this widget or sidebar here. And you can type in notes and hit save. So I'm going to hit cancel. Are you sure you want to hit cancel on this? Yes. We have a universal search. What I'm guessing is a universal search. I bet if we have contacts, matters, documents, it's going to search all of the entities. Here are your main nav. We have home, which is what we're on. Matters, contacts, calendar, time entries, billing with the drop-down invoice, expense, flat fee items, payments, payment history, payment plans, bank accounts, manage accounts, bank reconciliation, print checks, print deposit slips, activities. All activities, tasks, events, calls, emails, notes, text messages, workflows, documents, templates, e-signatures, files, and intake forms, and then reports. Over here, we have messages, which is where it looks like the text message feature will come in if we have text messages. That's really nice. Notifications. Not all practice management softwares have notifications, which is a big surprise to me, but they do have that. So I'm hoping that anything like, let's take a look here, just a quick look. Please select which notifications you'd like to receive. So when a new contact or matter or expense is created, a new activity, a task is completed, online payment, new invoice. So anytime one of these things happens in your organization, you will get a notification in the top right bar, which is, I think, great. Here's a support menu where you can find frequently asked questions and tutorials, training videos. You can schedule a demo and see new feature releases, and probably, status page to see the health of the platform in case there's an outage. And here's just a log of past incidences, which is nice. Looks like it's been up for a while. And here's your profile menu, settings, subscription. This probably pertains to your subscription with the product, and you can sign out here. And what is this here? Okay, there's a little bar there. This privacy button here, I can probably tell you that these right here are having to do with your trust account. This is the amount of money paid to your operating account during the selected date range. This is how much money, this is accounts receivable, accounts payable. These are billable time entries. So if you're a firm administrator or a partner or whatever, obviously you may want to see that information. If you have somebody entering your office or you're going to use a computer where other people are around, you may want some privacy. So this here, I think, will hide those. Okay, so I had privacy on, and here's with privacy off. So there's privacy on, privacy off. So obviously if you had some money in there, you might want some discretion with that, which is pretty nice. And of course, here's the date range to read that data. And all right, so here's the main dashboard area. And so we already said that we have some cache values here. Here's a quick create menu, which doesn't look like it minimizes or goes away. So it looks like the quick create menu here is just a replication of the new menu up here. New contact, new matter. I'm just looking over here, new event, new task, new note. So the quick create is not a full set of the new menu, but more than likely the most popular ones. If we look on the right, this is a sidebar. I can tell because it says hide sidebar. So if I wanted to hide this advertisement for their Panther payments, looks like it's a slider too. What else? Want to become an affiliate? Okay, so if you want to promote Practice Panther, if you want to download their mobile apps, looks like I have a trial that expired. So that's some interesting information. I'm not sure I would want that there forever. Hopefully that would be able to be hidden if you develop a deep relationship with the product, which, by the way, if you do choose a practice management software, it's not something that you want to be switching every year. You really want to pick one and invest your time and practice into it. We already said here's a timer, so we could start a timer. We could start multiple timers. We get warnings if we cancel them. And then we have our calendar. And if I had calendared items, here's the agenda below. There's a date calculator, which is nice. So if you don't want to see that, you can hide the sidebar, make your dashboard bigger, bring your sidebar back out like that. I've got a 22-inch wide screen monitor, so the sidebar doesn't seem to take up too much room. Now, moving down on the main dashboard, here's a getting started wizard, which is pretty nice. Some practice management softwares in general can be so comprehensive that it can feel very daunting to kind of get started as a new user or a new employee of a firm, or even if you're the user one of the software and you're just getting going on it, it can feel daunting. So anytime a product has a wizard like this, I think that's a bonus. So kudos for Practice Panther to kind of help you get started with the product. And you can see set up your profile, add your logo, create a matter, track time, generate an invoice, create your first task, sync your calendar, sync documents and files, accept credit cards. So I presume once these are done, this will disappear. And then at the very bottom, recent activity is listed. And I imagine as we create entities like new matters, new contacts, things like that, they will be listed here. And that is Practice Panther at a glance, from the homepage and pricing review of Practice Panther to getting logged in and getting secured. Hopefully you enjoyed that and you found that interesting. If you have any questions, if you want me to do a specific deep dive on something, leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Otherwise, I'm going to continue to dive into this product kind of one module at a time or one feature at a time. And hopefully we'll have a complete series for this product. And I'll continue to do this on other products as we go. So if you have any questions, my name is Eric Buhrendorf. I'm the CEO and Senior Consultant of EVERNET Consulting. We are an IT services company supporting law firms all over the country. You can book time with me by going to evernetco.com, and then right on any page, there should be a scheduled discovery call with me. I'll be happy to meet with you and hear about your firm and how what needs you have in the IT department. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.